Hi, my name is Jamie. I live in Saudi Arabia and my makeup collection just keeps getting larger, and today it did. As you can see, my base is done and that can only mean one thing. We're trying a palette today. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at and testing out one of two palettes. I managed to pick up from Oden's Eye two of the Legendary Diversus series that they do in collaboration with creators. So I picked up the Flora Story palette that is in collaboration with Makeup Just for Fun. And then I also got the Sea Talk palette that's in collaboration with Laura May Beauty. So of the two, I'm definitely drawn visually more to this one, but I think what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to use the Sea Talk palette. So let's get into it. If you're interested, I will definitely do another video with the Flora Story palette, and I'll just open it up for you in case you haven't seen it. These are 10 pen palettes, and like I mentioned, they are in collaboration with other creators. I haven't swatched it, I haven't looked at it, I haven't done anything. This color story is obviously more appealing to me, so I think that I'm going to hold off on it for now. And I'm going to get into a palette that I wouldn't say I dislike or anything. It's not at all that. It's just going to be a little bit more challenging for me, and that is the Sea Talk palette. So I didn't pick up the third palette in the Legendary Diversus series, the most updated one, because I just don't like that color story. I would never use that palette, so I just skipped it. I ended up spending $67. It arrived with no drama, oddly enough. There was zero drama in me getting this palette. So I am subscribed to Laura May Beauty, and I actually have my base on to sort of emulate her. It's very glowy, and I was using things like the Hollywood Flawless filter, and all of the information has rubbed off of it. I'm probably about out. And boy howdy, am I almost out of this. Good heavens. Again, it's not that I don't like blue or anything like that. It's just a little bit more meh. It's just slightly like more meh to me. It's pretty, it's fine, but let's get into it. So first and foremost, I'm gonna get into Driftwood, and I'm gonna put that in my outer corner, as I do. I suppose I should also swatch these, but you know, honestly, sometimes I don't swatch palettes at all before I use them. I just get in. So if you are not familiar, Oden's Eye is a Swedish indie brand, and they have been picking up some traction in the last couple of years. I think the creator that's primarily responsible for that is Angelica Nyqvist. She is a Swedish creator, and she really likes indie brands, and she, I believe, is the one who definitely introduced me to the brand. But so that went down just fine. Oden's Eye, while I like it, it's not always my most favorite brand. I'll go into Dolphin Tail next. It mainly has to do with like just color stories, you know, like for example, I understand why we have Driftwood in here, but I kind of would have just liked a darker version of Dolphin Tail. But this is not Oden's Eye's decision, this is Lauren. Did I say Laura or Lauren? Lauren. These are interesting shades. So this has 3 mattes in it and then more shimmers, which is very kind of on brand for Lauren. I gotta check. Okay, it's definitely Lauren. So kind of having a more shimmer heavy palette is definitely more Lauren's style. She kind of tends to prefer a like 2 shadow look with a like shimmer across the lid, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my style personally. I'm in favor of something a bit more structured with more colors and dimensions, but because I'm kind of used to the formula and I'm used to the mattes and I have mattes, then I'm not offended by perhaps a palette that's a bit more shimmer heavy. Okay, so here's where we're at. We could go into this, for instance, smoky pearl color or this sunken treasure color. I'm interested in this electric kelp. So I really like this smoky pearl color. It's almost kind of a purple in a way, like a purple brown. I like it. Wasn't expecting that. So that, it's not a shimmer, it's kind of a satin almost. So this is iridescent shell. The pink in the pan, kind of a duochrome. Sea spray is this color. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And this is kind of a duochrome. This is Ocean Jewel, this dark blue. I see them working together. It's just not what I would do. But that's okay. This is my palette. This is Lauren's palette. So I'm gonna go into Ocean Jewel. I'm gonna pack that on kind of the middle of my eye. And I kind of used perhaps the wrong brush to do that, because I'm getting a lot of fallout. It's a little bit hard pressed. There we go, that'll. It just didn't pick up exactly how I anticipated, which is okay. Okay. Take the same brush and I'm gonna go into, oh man, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna go for it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Electric Kelp, that yellow, on my inner corner. So here's where we're at there. Then I've color switched off my brush. I'm gonna go into Iridescent Shell. I'm gonna try to have them all meet together. Taking what's left on my brush of sea kelp and just kind of blending it in. I'm gonna take a little pointy brush. I'm going into Dolphin Tail and I'm just gonna run that under eye. Okay, so here's where we're at. I'm gonna put on some lashes, maybe a line, I'm not sure. I'll be right back. I'm gonna think about it. I'll be right back. So here is my finished look. You know, I'm really kind of shocked actually. So on their own, to me, none of these colors look that exciting to me. And then put them together and it's kind of lit. I don't think I would ever have put this color story together myself. I would never think to put these things kind of all together and believe that it could be cohesive, and it is. So well done, really well done. From what I gather of Lauren, she, like I said, really likes to do either a 1 eyeshadow or a 2 eyeshadow look, and that's kind of her, and that's really not my vibe. So I almost don't really watch her eyeshadow reviews because it's just not gonna be what I think it's gonna be. So to see this from her is actually kind of astounding. Like, this is a bit of a genius color story. I would have never put these together. And you can see how she made a neutral side and then a color side, and then they can interact together. And this is also a very wearable shade of blue. It's not going to overwhelm anyone. It is almost like the most neutral leaning blue that you can have. And then paired up with the neutrals, it's gonna work. Paired up with some of these lighter shades, it's gonna work. Fascinating. So overall, I'm really, really happy with the palette. Like I said, I spent $67 total, I think, and that may have included shipping, I don't remember. I think the palettes are like $32, $33 something each. I would check them out if you're interested. Oden's Eye is known for having kind of interesting color stories, a little bit offbeat of a color story, and I'm glad that she kind of followed that rubric in a way. I enjoy this palette way more than I thought I would, and I can't wait to use this palette again. I think it's really interesting. I'm gonna keep it out for work tomorrow, I think. So I do also still have the Flora Story palette that, again, this one really speaks to me, and I'm interested to see what it behaves like, and stay tuned for that. Other than that, yeah, have a good rest of your day. I am gonna eat some lentil soup, and then I'm gonna take my makeup off and I'm gonna go to bed. And I'm excited about it, and I'll see you next time.